Morning. How's my favorite apprentice today? Hey, only apprentice is still favorite apprentice. And you didn't answer my question. How are you? Things going okay? Yeah, still planning to stick around? Nothing's changed on that front? Good. And I'm not sorry for asking. After everything that's happened, I'm probably going to keep asking you that for a while, just in case. But I'm glad you're here now, and all that other stuff is behind us. For the moment, anyway. Yep, now we can get back to the business of making you a Guildmaster. A very good one, if I may be so bold. So, I know we don't tend to do formal lessons, and that usually makes sense. There are plenty of teachable moments all over this place, and you seem to be learning very quickly. But for some things, I feel like a little more structure is warranted. Not like a classroom setting, but more like a conversation. A nice discussion about the topics at hand and how to manage them. Not everything can be gleaned through osmosis, although it's rather surprising how much can. Okay, good. Have a seat. I want to dip a little more into the topic of party management. You have more than enough experience for where you are in the process. That last whole thing, the issue there wasn't party management. It was you being too involved. You have to trust the party, and also trust that things will definitely go wrong sometimes. That's just a life of an adventurer. You can't save everyone as Guildmaster. But you know what? They made it back alive, and so did you. So that's not the sort of thing we'll be talking about. No, this is more about chemistry, getting a feel for the people that you're managing, figuring out how they tick, so you can do the best job of keeping them on track. You've done well so far. You do a lot of research, and you spend hours working on team comp. I've watched you do it, and it's very solid work. But research isn't everything. Yeah, this is one of those areas where experience is going to be your friend. As you spend more time here and get to know people, obviously you figure out the little quirks they have. You get a good read on them. You get better at grouping them up in parties. And you're well on your way to being great at that. The parties you've assembled so far have been very well built. But once the group is together and ready to go, there are nuances that take a while to pin down, and I'm going to help that process along for you. Well, the first thing to consider is intra-party conflict. Even in the best party, with the best chemistry, conflict will happen. People will get tired or hungry or hurt, and they will bicker. They might even get very heated. Even the best of friends can do that when things get tough. So as the Guildmaster, what do you do? Well, do you have a strategy? How do you try to handle conflicts like that when they happen? I realize it depends on the conflict, but just in general. Okay, let's say you've done everything you can to avoid this sort of fight. The party has plenty of food, water, supplies. They're not scrapping over limited resources, at least not in that way, but they're bickering. Someone has offended someone else. Maybe they took the last health potion, or they touched someone else's weapon without asking. Or it's just a pure misunderstanding, no wrongdoing at all. And now the party's upset and you're hearing about it. How do you smooth things over? That's a start, yeah, communication is key. In all relationships, from marriages down to party members. Hey, I know a lot more than you give me credit for, I think. I've had a life outside this job, you know. None of your business, at least not today. But maybe sometime I'll tell you some stories, and some of them might just be entertaining. Not today. For now, I need you to respect me. Now then, once you have the communication open, walk me through your process. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that's a good start, but there's something you need to be very sure to do. You have to listen to your party. What they're saying, but also what they're not saying. The body language, the tone. Are they being open or closed off? Are they engaged or checked out? What words are they using? Are they rational, or have they gotten into an emotional space where it's harder to reason? All of that matters, and for all of that, you have to listen very closely. What people say and what they mean are sometimes very different things. I mean, some people are naturally dishonest, but I'm talking about the accidental kind. Sometimes people don't actually know what they're trying to say or what they really feel. They think they do, but once they talk it out, they realize they were wrong. So that's part of your job. Listening, taking in what they say, processing it, and making sure you have it right. Repeating things back to them for clarity. Making them hear themselves through your voice. The change in perspective can help a lot. Well, yes. See, it's easy to fall into the trap as Guildmaster of thinking you know everything. You're busy, you're in charge, and the urge to just tell people to shut up and stop being childish is very, very strong. Some days it's overwhelming. But when you can, you must try to be a diplomat. You're not here to boss people around. You're here to serve the guild. The entire guild, including the people in it. You're here to make sure they have a good experience as adventurers, and that everything goes as smoothly as it can. Obviously, sometimes things will go incredibly sideways. Case in point, most of the last mission you ran. But when possible, you need to facilitate the experience of others. They don't answer to you, except in the case of disciplinary action. And that's not as often as you might think. Nope, much as I want to throw half these guys in the stocks some days, we don't punish much. That's a last resort sort of thing. We want this guild to work and be a safe place. Not that I won't take swift and decisive action if it's warranted, but that sort of thing is surprisingly exhausting. Here's the big secret of the Adventurers Guild. Most of us don't actually like conflict. It's adventuring we like, not drama. So anyway, you think you can work on your listening? Pick up on the things people are actually saying? Perfect. You'd be surprised what you learn. But don't be weird about it. You don't have to sneak around and eavesdrop. Just pay attention. Instead of waiting for your turn to talk, just listen. Really listen. So many arguments can be diffused so much easier when you have all the information, including what they don't tell you. Okay then, another point to remember is that dynamics change. The people who get along well on paper because of some history a while ago might not get along as well now. Things might have happened, small things that went unnoticed. So be flexible. Watch out for those little nuances. Even something as simple as who eats lunch with who can help you build a better party later. Oh, that's another thing. Sometimes it's possible for people to be too close. Well, yeah, obviously romantic relationships will form and die and form again among this group. It's a natural consequence of proximity and stress. As long as they keep it professional publicly, I don't really care. But when you're planning a mission, it's useful to know if there's something like that going on with your group. You might think it's a good thing, and it can be. A pair of adventurers who are romantically entwined can be great at reading each other, working together, all that. But also, they're more likely to make choices based on protecting the other person, sometimes to the detriment of the party. Yeah, now you get me. A healer who's in a relationship with a fighter might give everything she has to save him, and then she'll have nothing left for anyone else. Or worse, she'll die protecting him when that wasn't even necessary. Yeah, that actually happened a few years ago. It was a real shame. Love can blind you to the big picture sometimes. So more often than not, I don't like sending romantic relationships out in the same party. It can make things complicated. Yep. Plus, who wants to work with the same person they live and sleep with? That sounds exhausting. Everyone needs a break from their partner, right? Even just some distance here and there? Again, I will tell you lots of things another time. We're busy right now. Patience, apprentice. You have much to learn about this job before you get to learn about me. But I'll let you speculate to your heart's content and neither confirm nor deny anything. Now, are you familiar with the concept of safe words? Stand down, I don't mean like that. I mean, I do mean like that to a point, but not in this context. Safe words and code words are a very useful tool for guildmasters. They help you interact with your parties on different levels. For example, if someone in a party is concerned about something that's unfolding but they don't want to talk about it directly, safe word. Or maybe someone's been charmed so they physically can't say what's actually wrong, but they can still talk, safe word. Each party should have one within the party, and it should change each time. The same with code words. I maintain a standard that everyone has to know a special phrase that indicates they are who they say they are. That way, if a changeling or a skinwalker or something were to take over their body, we could ask them their code word, and if they don't know it, the jig is up. Makes sense? Good. Those also change periodically, just in case. Mine, for example, is red sky in the morning. If you're ever not sure that I am who I say I am, ask me for my phrase. If it's not that, then kill the thing that's wearing my face. Got it? True, and amnesia spells can make things challenging sometimes, which is why we have other fail-safes in place too. Spell detection charms, wards and runes, things like that. A lot of spells are broken just by passing through the doors of this hall. The carvings behind the walls make sure of it. But still, safe words and code words are important. Again, because communication. And honestly, I've had people use a safe word just because they were uncomfortable. Someone in their party was acting strangely and they wanted help dealing with it. That's what the words are for, right? helping people alert to feeling unsafe so they can get immediate help. And along that line, we do not ever, ever ignore safe words. Nope, not ever. I don't care what the context is, we take it seriously every single time, because it is always important. Even if you think it sounds dumb, you take it seriously. It's not for you to judge. And we need people to know their safety measures will be respected. Otherwise, what are we even doing here? There you go, you got me. Do you have a safe word? If you want one, you can. It's less important for those of us in admin, but you can. Okay, that works. If I hear you say that, I'll drop everything and help. But be sure not to abuse it. Everyone here knows that you only use a safe word when it's serious. Now, how about a code phrase? You do need one of those. That's weird. You sure? Okay, I'll use that to check if you're you, if I ever have doubts. No doubts today. You are clearly who you say you are. I don't want to give away all my secrets, but yes, listening, communication, observing, these are all really important to reducing conflict and making sure everyone in the guild is feeling supported. That's your job, Guildmaster. Support those who make the guild what it is. Otherwise, we don't have a guild at all. You got me? Awesome. How about we continue this conversation in the hall? I'm getting hungry. Hey, teaching is hard work, and I haven't done much of it before, at least not in a formal way. This is new to me, but you're doing great as a student so far. Absolutely. A bit of trial by fire here and there, literally, but like I said, behind us. Glad you're alive, blah, blah, blah. Ready to eat? Great. Come on, let's see what's on for lunch today. Did you know that channel members here on YouTube get 2 audios a week, not just 1? Sign up right now with the join button under this audio. Or come be a patron on Patreon. Patrons also get that extra content each week, plus special merch, access to my private Discord for hangouts with me, and other perks. You might even be a sweetness patron, like Dennis Bennett. You're this audio sweetness patron. Thank you for making my audios possible. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any uploads, and thank you so much for listening.